Good afternoon. This is Chris Brecher with another 3-minute learning series. Today, I'm going to show you how I draw trend lines correctly. Most traders either overcomplicate this or draw them the wrong way. Let me simplify it for you. Just to let you know, one of the just dumbest comments I've ever heard is about friends don't use trend lines. Well, you know what? My friends discourage me from flying a plane because I don't know how to fly a plane. So you draw trend lines correctly, they can be a huge help to your trading success. I've used them for 43 years. The Bible of Technical Analysis from 1948, Technical Analysis of Stocks by Edwards and McGee. They use trend lines all the time, so they still work, and let's go over them. Number one, what is a trend line? It's a connection of series of highs or lows. In an uptrend, you connect the rise and lows. In a downtrend, you connect the declining highs. The major mistake I see is forcing trend lines when they don't belong. To me, the more points of contact, the more important. I like at least 3 points of contact. So if you're trying to try a trend line with like 1 point of contact, I see that all the time, and it's just crazy. So two other things, very important. Number one, the more steep the trend line, the less important. The more horizontal, the more important. The more points of contact, the more important. The least points of contact, the less important. Is this a trend line down here? Absolutely not. Is this a trend line here? Yeah, it sure as heck is. So that's what we look for. Like I said, one of the biggest things is the more points of contact, the more important. So the more horizontal, the more important. Look at CRSP on the right. Look at that. The more points of contact, the more important. The more horizontal, the more important. So, and don't think this is just the downside. Go and look at Palantir or any strong stock on the upside. You'll see we have defined patterns we watch all the time. Heck, there's more points of contact. Look at all these bear flags. Points of contact. Is that a lot of points of contact here? No. That's why you have to be patient. There's some beautiful points of contact right here. And on the upside, you had them on the way up. They can be 5-minute charts. They can be daily charts. They can be 15-minute charts. The more points of contact, the more important. The more horizontal, I've already showed you about support and resistance, but the same thing. The more horizontal and the more points of contact. Do the points of contact include wicks or the body? I usually split the difference. But if you see a wick like that extreme, I usually don't even draw a trend line. I think then that's too much waffling for me. I like the tighter the pattern, the tighter the trend line that can be drawn. Now, let's just take the ES today. So are you seeing a trend line? Is this a trend line over here? No, absolutely not. Is this a trend line? No, absolutely not. Is this a trend line? Yeah, there's a horizontal trend line. How about today? Well, I've been harping on this one for days. That bear flag right there. More points of contact, close to horizontal. Another bear flag right there. Another bear flag right there. They work. So the key is to know how to draw the trend line. Just remember, the more points of contact, the more important. The more horizontal, the more important. Take care.